Hello, everybody. This is Adrian, and welcome to Cryptos Are Life. This is one of our live videos here. I'm starting to like these a little better than the pre-recorded. They're a little easier to run, and lets me to get a little bit more interaction out of whoever may be watching as well. So that's always pretty cool. I wanted to start the day off here on a quick recap on the market as well as what we are to expect as far as my opinion goes. What we are to expect on some of the projects that we're looking at, maybe invested in, and just kind of get a general consensus of what's going on here. We are looking at a $312 billion market cap, so we've lost about 20 billion since yesterday. We're at about 335, and we are starting to see that across the board on all the costs of all the pricing. We are looking at a sea of red today. However, they are mostly all shallow losses, so it's nothing too significant. Um, let's take a look at Bitcoin here. We are seeing some retracement in actual Bitcoin, and that does, whenever we see that, of course, that does reflect across the board on all of our altcoins there. And we are looking pretty bearish as far as our Bitcoin pricing, and that's not really what we wanted to see coming into this week. Um, we had started last week, started developing a bullish trend, and it seems that we are now at risk of losing that, and that's not good for the market as a whole, including, all of our altcoins. Um, we are below the 8,500 mark that we wanted to stay above to maintain our bullish trend. And I mean, really, if we were to fall below the 8,000, then that's really when I'd start getting a little nervous, especially when we had such high expectations for the week. Um, because here we are maintaining support at the $8,000 level. We do have some decent support levels in this range. However, it's going to be crucial to start building back up to that $8,500, $8,600 price point on our BTC, because if we do break the $8,000 price point, it is possible that we might start seeing our $6,000 Bitcoin again, and that would just bring us back to a 280, 270, 260 billion-dollar market cap, and the rest of the market would follow suit. I mean, we know that typically Bitcoin does reflect what the overall market's going to do, and so I mean we're looking at a lower market cap than we'd like, with still a 44% BTC dominance. However, with that being said, let's get back to our main our coin market cap page here. With that being said, we are seeing shallow losses across the board, and the project that I had high expectations for this coming week is Tron TRX, as many of my subscribers already know. I know a lot of them do as well. And by the way, if you are new to the channel, I would like to invite you to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all of our cryptocurrency related videos, as well as a reminder that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. But let's take a look at Tron here. So we are still staying over our 500 Satoshi mark, which is good. We're at 511. I think this morning we might have dipped below it a bit, very briefly, and that would have been a good buying opportunity in my opinion. However, seeing as how the market's in decline, Tron is still, it says right now that it's 13.63% down. However, it's still up compared to what we've seen over the last couple days. It did have that nice 30% run up, so we are getting a little bit of retracement out of that. And I get tons of people still hitting me up. Is it still a good time to buy Tron? Is it still a good time to buy Tron? Um, I I would, if you do want to accumulate some, I would get it as low under the 550 range as possible, because once it breaks that 550 support, the next stop would be 600, 650. I mean, I'm sorry, that's that 550 resistance. So I do still believe that Tron is going to have an increase this coming week, as well as going into May and April, pretty much for the remainder of the year. I'm planning to hold on for the remainder of the year. And however, I mean, if you do want to get into it still at a good price, I still do believe that under 550 Satoshis is still a good time to get in. We are currently still ranked at 13th on Coin Market Cap, and we have a $2.7 billion market cap on Tron TRX currently. And I mean, let's another thing I wanted to show you guys is, I mean, the pricing is always based on demand. I mean, the more the project is in demand, the higher the price is going to run, the faster it's going to run. And Tron is one of the most widely talked about coins. It is on tons of exchanges, so it's easily accessible from all parts of the world. And we can go ahead and take a look here. Well, we'll get to that here. So let's look at coin trends here, and you can take a look here. Here's basically the amount of the mentions that each of the projects are getting on Twitter, and you can see Tron TRX is currently um, first in the runnings, and by a pretty decent amount too. I mean, it's before Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Verge, Litecoin. It's much more talked about currently. Amount of tweets in the last hour than anything, and I expect this trend to keep up through the week, possibly even the week after. So we do have the buzz going. We do have high trading volume. Yesterday on Binance, it was one of the highest or the highest volume coins on there. So we've got all the makings of a perfect storm for a big increase on Tron TRX. And although the market's in decline, I would really have liked to have this week in a bullish market. That would have definitely helped with the run up that we would have seen in Tron. However, it's not too late. I'm going to be watching it through the day. I mean, the market still could break bullish. So that's going to be a big key factor to watch. As far as your investments go and what we could expect for Tron TRX, I was really, really hoping to start the week off very bullish with Tron, hopefully approaching a $9,500 Bitcoin. However, that's not currently the case. So we want to be a little extra cautious with any of our positions, really, and just to make sure that we're going to stay profitable. Um, let's take a look at the chart for Tron TRX here. All right, here we are. Okay, so you can see that we did break support here for a bit, very briefly, and we did come back over it, and we are starting to test that support level again. So in my opinion, you've got to be able to hold your positions without freaking out. In my opinion, buying still under 550 satoshis is still a relatively safe purchase. But you got to be willing to not freak out if it dips under 500 to 480 or whatnot and freak out and sell it. Prices fluctuate. You got to keep that in mind. However, I do anticipate seeing some very bullish action for Tron this week, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, even despite what the market may be doing against it. So it's always your own opinion. I just give my advice and my input out there. I am still expecting to see within the next week or so, 2 weeks, a 10-cent Tron. That's 10 to 11 cents. That's really what I'm looking for and what I'm expecting out of my investment on it. I'm also an OCN, as I mentioned yesterday in our live stream, and I picked a bunch of it up at 1 cent, and I will still expect to see OCN in the next coming weeks at 3 to 4 cents. So that's my thought process and my opinions there. If you new to the channel, again, I'd like to invite you to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the content, please hit that thumbs up there, and leave any comments below with any questions or your thoughts on the video here, and happy trading.